What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Ring the Bell show. All I can say is best team in baseball.
Called it.
Best team in baseball. So it begs the question, Philadelphia Phillies fans, what do you want to talk about tonight? I'm pretty sure I'm again going to be talking about the Philadelphia Phillies, who are 25-11, best record in baseball. They lead the Atlanta Braves. That's right, the Atlanta Braves, who I said prior to the season that they're not going to be as good as they were last year. They lead the Atlanta Braves by 3 games, not half, not one, not two, but 3. It's the largest first place lead the Phillies have had the NL East since May 31st, 2019. They're 17-3 in their last 20 games with
Yes,
winning
they are.
streaks of 7, 6, and 4. They've won 10 consecutive home games in their 5,000-year history of the franchise. They've never won 11 consecutive home games. So, just even more things that this team is just rallying off right now.
This guy.
But I just want to say,
No negativity today.
I just saw that too. Trey Turner, we haven't done a show since Trey Turner got hurt, Jay, and it was a huge loss. He's going to be out at least 6 weeks. Most likely, like I predicted the second it happened, I said it in our group chat that John tried to battle me on. I was like, it's probably a torn hamstring. It did not look good. It looked like one of those things where it popped. And it just, you kind of know right away. It just looked like it was going to be a torn hamstring. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. So no Trey Turner for the next 6 weeks at least. They said if he comes back anytime before that, it would be huge. It'd be a really big deal, which that also scares me because it could be more than 6 weeks. You just don't know. But I'm not going to harp on that right now. There's no reason to do so. So we'll put that in the back burner for now. A 4-game sweep against the San Francisco Giants. I mean, they own the Giants this past weekend. They take 2 of 3 in Anaheim against the Anaheim Angels. Jay, man, you see it right here on the bottom. Best team in the world right now in Major League Baseball is the Philadelphia Phillies, man. And this is, I don't want to say unexpected, but it's something that it's crazy what this team is doing right now, right?
I think it's because we've expected it so much these last few years. Like I think we
Yeah.
thought it last year, and even the year before. I felt like when we got Girardi, you had this expectation. So now that you're seeing this come to fruition, it's that we can be this good. They really are doing it. So I think it's a lot of that and it's just the Philadelphia attitude. They're always expecting that other shoe to drop. Like there's no way we can keep this up for that long.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, they got the team to do it. It's not just homers like you and I. We know we love baseball. We're going to be a little homerish, but when we look at it, it's the national pundits that say they have the best
one of the best
rotation
lineups in baseball. Yeah,
best rotation,
yep,
best bullpen, best lineup. Okay, well, when you add all that together, if you were to say the Yankees had that, we'd be expecting the Yankees to play like this. If you say the Dodgers have that, which they do, and they're right there with us, so why can't we expect it from them? And now that they're doing it, it's just beautiful to watch, and it's not just one or two guys; it's the whole team. It's the rotation that's finally looking like we thought they really could with your top 3 dudes, and it's a fun ride right now. It really feels like that. That run when we got to witness in our early 20s when they really went on that dominance. It really feels like that right now. It feels like, they have a shot. You're expecting them now to just continue to stack these series together.
Yeah, and to kind of now start talking about what we've been seeing, and we'll start with today because this technically ends our week of play 2 teams. One was just weirdly enough ended on a Monday afternoon. But let's just talk about Zach Wheeler, who struck out a season high 11 guys today. He allowed just an unearned run over 7 innings. He's 4-3. I don't care about the record. A 1.64 ERA, Jason. 1.64 ERA right now. And guess what? he was pitching on regular rest. Unlike, last week in Anaheim where, Wheeler expressed several times that he does not like to pitch on extra rest. And I saw, I texted you guys this and none of you replied, but whatever. On normal rest, Zach Wheeler has a 3.08 career ERA. When he's got when he's got extra rest, just a single day of extra rest, that ERA jumps to near 4. So, like I
it's
said,
just insane.
When the ace tells you, hey, I don't like an extra day's rest, well, there's probably a reason for it.
Dude. I didn't realize, because I didn't think we're watching him pitch and you're like, okay, he's looking really good. And now I just looked at him compared to Ranger and it's just like his numbers are and we're talking the record, because the record's going to be what it's be. It's just, I feel like every ace we have never gets the wins that they deserve.
Yeah.
But this is what you paid him for. This is why you brought him back at $44 million a year.
And I'm going to say this right now. I mean, he, from his prime as a Philly, this is Roy Halladay dude. This is almost, I expect almost, 8 to 11 strikeouts every start, 1 to 2 earned runs max. Even in his worst start of the season, he struck out 10 and allowed 4 runs. He's had double-digit Ks 3 times already this season. He's got to be outside of, that's right, the third guy in our rotation, Ranger Suarez. He's got to be the favorite to be a Cy Young right now, right? I mean, it's absolutely crazy right now.
Sometimes it does feel like they make it a win category. So you kind of hope he doesn't get shafted in that department. But if you just look at all the other numbers, there's not he's in the argument. There's a bunch of those guys. So that's the thing that could stink. It comes down, but his numbers are going to be right there. And he's a guy, we've seen him have this type of season. So it's not like you think like Ranger, you're a little worried. Wheeler, we know can keep this up. So I think that's the extra incentive as I trust him to keep this throughout a season.
Yeah. And John joins us here, and I'm really happy that he's here because this is a guy this is the best team in baseball, dominating in almost every facet of, scorecards and box scores, but yet still finding ways to complain and try to change lineups.
I didn't even complain. I just said, if JT's having the success he's had, it's like, no, seriously, if you look at it, if JT's having the success that he's having at the 2-hole that he has the past 3-4 games he's been there, I think he's hitting well over 500, maybe even up to the 600 after today's game. But if he's having this success there and he's continuing for the next 6 weeks, why would you move him from that position where he wasn't having the success in the 4 or 5 hole? And you put Turner at first base who can steal bases, and then you get him on, and JT can steal bases as well. So you have 2 speed threats in the top of the lineup on top of Harper, who's starting to get hot, and Alec Bohm is hot now. And then what happens? You have that inning where Schwarber gets up and he jacks either a grand slam or a 3-run home run, and all of a sudden the Phillies are up 5-0. Wouldn't that be great?
What's JT's batting average with runners in scoring position? So why would I want Trey Turner to get on and steal second base?
Yeah, you're correct.
So why would I want to do? Because that's all I've heard is his batting average with runners in scoring positions terrible.
You are correct.
So
it is.
But I'm just saying, at least you have to worry about one runner. At least you have to worry about one runner on first base instead of a possibility of 4 runners on base. If he's in the 5-hole or 6-hole at that point. But it's just like he's having the success he's having right now in the 2-hole. So if he continues, why would you?
Because Trey Turner was having that same damn success, and I'd rather have Trey Turner there.
Yeah, Trey Turner was hitting 750 before he got
over 30 games.
Yeah.
But he's I just think it's because we've always wanted that we want Schwarber. He's going to hit the most home runs. We want him in a position where he can drive in even more runs than he normally does at the leadoff spot. I can see him hitting the 130 mark, possibly 120 mark, if he's batting in a 4 or 5-hole position because he hits so many home runs. He just hits so many damn solo home runs.
So I'm going to ask you also, because I'm going to pivot to something else that you like to continuously talk about, is best team in baseball, best record in baseball, pitching staff is the best in the world. Their offense is, as good, if not better than anybody else in Major League Baseball right now. Is the Phillies still led by the 3rd worst manager in Major League Baseball?
That's great. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to make sure this team gets wins.
It's so funny. Next up
Seriously,
on 94 WIP, Joel Embiid sucks and is overrated.
My mom or your mom or Jason's mom could coach this team into close to 85 wins, 90-win season.
Wow, we'll see. So kind of now going towards the offense, I do want to talk about Bryce Harper, who had another 3-run home run today. In his last 17 games, Harper slashing 298, 453, and 596 with 2 doubles, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs, 17 walks, and only 16 strikeouts. Guys, I think
he was declining. I thought he was declining.
It's pretty clear he's got a 17-game on-base streak. It's pretty clear that Bryce's swing and consistency is making its way back, and he's also still walking, which is a huge deal. I'll go to you, Jay. Your level of confidence that Harper now is just escalating and getting to the Bryce Harper MV3 level.
I never thought he wasn't going to get there. Even when he's struggling, this guy gets it. He was still hitting a lot of balls hard. They were just at people, and he showed the confidence. But now, like you said, back-to-back games, home runs. Yeah. When he's driving that ball, it's contagious. And once he gets his groove, we've seen him just carry a lineup for weeks on an end. So if he gets hot, I know Trey's out, but if he gets hot, that's going to be dangerous. And I have every belief he's going to. He looks really good. He looks dialed in. He's getting on base. He's taking walks. He had I think the first game of the series, he walked 3 times. So, I think he's just seeing the ball great right now.
No, for sure. And I was just looking at his numbers the last week or so. If we look at his last week, I'll just look at basically in May, he's hitting 368 with a 455 on base percentage through 5 games.
But
so that's
the one thing I will say, because
bad.
when you're looking at his last 15 days, he's played 11 games. So I think
267.
I don't know. I guess I'm looking somewhere else, but I have in the last 16 games, last 11 games, 250, but he's got an on base of 449.
Okay, I'm looking at his last 15 games.
He had that stretch. I think he didn't do well against the Angels that series.
But I think
that's just like 3. That's a series, though. You know what I mean? It's just a series.
I think we're going to have to. It's going to be one of those years where he probably hits 260, but I still think he's going to have the 35 home runs, and so I think the expectations on that average need to come down a little bit. But I think the power numbers are still going to be there perfectly, and the double is going to be there for him.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about him at all. I mean, he's going to do his thing. He's not until I see like a drastic change from like a year-to-year basis. I'm not going to be worried about the guy at all.
No, I understand. Another guy who I want to kind of talk about, who's going to play a significant role now in the next, better part of 2 months with Turner being out, is Whit Merrifield. He's 10 for his last 24 with 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 4 RBI during this 7-game hitting streak. I believe he's actually 9 for his last 18 at the plate. This is a guy that we've known historically can hit the baseball. He can hit. So, guys, how massive is this signing right now with the unfortunate injury to Trey Turner? How big of a role do you guys expect Whit Merrifield to play over the next 2 months?
Huge. I think he's a starting second baseman until Turner returns, and then you'll occasionally get the Sosa at shortstop when, back-to-back lefties. It seems like now it's not every lefty. It seems that if they face back-to-back lefties, Marsh and Stott are going to be out there. So you obviously Sosa out there at shortstop. But I'm also wondering when, they give Marsh those days off and stuff like that, are they going to move him out to left field? Who's going to play that left field position? Are you going to put Sosa at shortstop for second base? Like, what's going to go on with that? It's interesting to see. And it's just I'm not worried about this team really. We missed Harper for how much the past 2 seasons? We're missing Trey Turner, and obviously Trey Turner's not Bryce Harper. So I think it's just we finally have a player who it's really not. It's not Derek Hall or Cody Clemens. I mean, Cody Clemens had some success this year, but it's not those guys that we've been trying out there.
Yes,
but it's not the same guys we're trying out there. We're trying a guy who can hit and now we're relying on him to hit for the next 6 weeks, which is not like when he saw his decline, he was playing every single day, and he's 35. We have him every single day, maybe get his back going a little bit. Maybe he's going to be more successful at the bench as we've been seeing lately, because the more bats he's getting, the more success where he's seeing on the field. So it's not really like I'm not worried at all. The guy's going to hit. It's not going to be a huge drop off. Obviously, not going to get the 330 batting average and all the stolen bases that Trey get, but we're going to get a baseball player here.
Listen, we're getting a guy that stole 26 bags last year, so he can still move. He can still, So to me, I thought. I even said at the beginning of this year, I think this guy, you got to find a way to get him 350 at bats in the season. So I think while it's super unfortunate, I think this does one of two things. I think it definitely gets Whit out there playing more and gets him in a routine. And I think if he continues to play well, I think you can start maneuvering him in left. You can start doing a lot of that. And then I think that the good move, it kind of with him playing second, now you get to witness Stott at shortstop. If Stott plays great at shortstop, then you may think about the move when Trey gets back. But Whit's professional. This is a guy that's led baseball in hitting in most hits in the season multiple times. So this is a guy he batted 272 last year, had 26 stolen bags. So he's definitely an asset and a great guy to have off the bench. And this is why you bring him in for $10 million, because in case of this happening. So it's a great signing. Always thought he should play more.
What's he hitting? 260 now? Something like that.
Who?
For this season?
It's like 260, right?
He's only at 250 with a 308 on
okay,
base.
So he was one for 4 days, so it didn't change. But I mean, what more can you ask that guy who's off the bench hitting in the 8-hole? And that's and he's probably going to get better the more he plays this season. So it's a plus to have a guy like that, like a utility guy like that who can hit a little bit and play almost anywhere, and especially the way Rojas has played recently. I mean, Chris, you said earlier, he's 1 for 16. For some reason, I'm watching him. He's a lazy outfielder. He's a great outfielder, but he's lazy at times. I mean, that ball yesterday that he should have caught that ball, but he didn't. He doesn't take a lazy. It's like he knows he's so good that he's not. Sometimes he's not fully sprinting to a ball that he could catch because he thinks he can just get there. You know what I mean? It was yesterday. Was it yesterday? In the first inning when they who hit that double in the first inning where he could have got that ball, but and even Larry Anderson. I was listening on the radio. I didn't see the play, so I can't really judge how he did it. But Larry Anderson is he could have got that if he went full speed right away. That's what he was saying on the radio. So it's and it seems like you see situations like that all the time where he just he thinks because he's so good out there and he's so athletic and so fast that he's not going that full extra mile sometimes. But I'm not going to bash him about it because he's
I am going to bash him offensively, and for one thing, and I actually heard Larry Anderson talk about it today during the broadcast, and even John Kruk brought it up as well in one of the at-bats. The guy's trying to be a home run. He's trying to swing as hard as he can to hit the ball over the fence.
He's not bunting anymore, too. Remember earlier in the season?
Right. He's not trying to lay anything down. Even Larry Anderson said, could you swing the bat any harder? You're not a home run hitter. Just put the ball in play. You have incredible speed. Why are you not just trying to put the ball in play? And this is a problem with today's baseball where it's launch angle uppercut swing here and there. You're a 9-hole hitter, so you're going to get fastballs to hit. You're a 9 hitter because you can't hit. So if you get a ball that you can swing at and make contact with and run up the line, then do it. I don't understand the swinging for the fences thing because he's doing it. The dude's swinging out of his cleats every game.
I think he hit his first real home run.
Against the Angels. So
but the other ones he had last season, I think were of
a position player, right?
Yeah.
So that's my only issue with the team right now. Is just Rojas offensively, which is not necessarily a problem I have because it's easily fixable. Prior to his last 16 at-bats, he was putting the ball in play. He was laying bunts down. He was getting to first base. He was stealing bags. He was being productive. We all thought, we said it in one of the shows a week or so ago, maybe he's figured it out to just put the ball in play and make things happen with your legs. I don't know. I guess, I think Jay said this numerous times where he looks like right now he's the kind of player he's going to go on these streaks where he's going to look really good for 2 weeks and he's going to look really bad the rest of the month. Jay, are you still under the impression where maybe he'll figure it out, maybe by the All-Star break, but do you see him just being that streaky 9-hole hitter?
If he can stay, to me, I feel like you got to get to 250.
Okay.
I can deal with if you're giving me 250, you have on base, you're probably gonna be a little over 300. I can deal with that because I know I'm gonna get the stolen bases when he's out there, and I know I'm getting that Gold Glove defense. It's really tough to replace, the type of center fielder he is defensively. They don't grow on trees, and we thought we had with Marsh, and he just wasn't that. So but he has to improve a little bit. He's really got to start laying down them bunts. Especially in the position he is with Schwarber and Turner and Bryce right there. Like, if you get on base just a little bit with that speed, you're scoring a lot of runs.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree. What about you, John? Are you more that he's
I'm not
streaky?
going to go to 2. I think he's going to be like that too, like the streakiness. Like, we're going to get out. I think he's going to be one of those hitters until we see otherwise. But I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I can deal with a 220 batting average because he plays so good defense and he's the 9-hole hitter. And with this lineup, if he hits 220 and plays Gold Glove center field like he does, like, how can I really get super mad? Because I know what Schwarber's going to give you. I know
the
what
problem
Turner's
I'm going to
give
have.
you. I know what Harper's going to give you. Bohm at this point. Bohm is exceeding expectations this season by miles.
He snapped his 18-game hitting streak today.
Yeah, which sucks. But come on.
He should have been benched one of these days.
He shouldn't have played today.
It's odd that he didn't get a day off.
I was shocked. I was if we're going to question Topper, I was shocked that Bohm, one of the 2 days he should have.
Is it because
if Turner's healthy, does he get a day off yesterday?
100%. That could be
I think that's the
I don't
problem,
think he plays yesterday. I don't think he plays.
But I'm okay with getting Sosa. And if you've already taken 3, I'm good getting Sosa a game.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so for those of you who might be just joining us, the Phillies have won 10 consecutive home games. If they win one more,
they're 3
it's
up
the
now.
most.
Wow.
Yep, they're 3 up. It's the most home wins in a row that they'll ever have in franchise history if they win one more. They've swept 3 consecutive home series. They've won 17 of their last 20. And that's right, they have the most wins in baseball at 25, and they have a 3-game lead currently ahead of the Atlanta Braves in the National League East. The Phils will welcome the Toronto Blue Jays for a quick 2-game series this week. Christopher Sanchez will get game 1, and then Aaron Nola will pitch game 2. Look, we know John sometimes can be partially accurate with things that he says in terms of, look, when things are going great, not a whole lot to talk about, but they're all, this team's setting records. They have the best team in baseball in terms of carrying leads into the 6th inning. They have gone 12 consecutive games where they've taken at least a 1 or 2 run lead into the 6th inning of ball games. So they're getting to that point. Matt Strahm and Jose Alvarado have not allowed a run since the opening weekend against the Braves. So that's absolutely how dominant those 2 guys have been. So to go to you guys before we, wrap up and then kind of predict for the following week, dude, like how much better can this bullpen get right now? You have 2 guys that have not allowed a single run since, when it was 28 degrees against the Braves during the home opening series. It's just so dominant and it's wild. Kerkering came in today and was lights out today. And, Hoffman seems to be just as unhittable as the other guys. How confident are you both right now in this rotation and this bullpen to continue this onslaught against major league teams?
I would say as long as Sir Anthony Dominguez is not on the mound, I'm super confident.
I agree.
Pitching staff, I can't say a bad word. There's nothing you can say. It's just wow. Like what we're seeing from Ranger, wow. And if the Phillies are going to score runs when Taijuan Walker pitches, man, who gives a shit what the hell he does on the mound? Because they just score runs for that man. I just don't understand. It's all they just get him wins, man. It's just like what he just wins. I'm really indifferent about Sanchez I think Turnbull's earned that spot. I think I would have considered putting him in Sanchez in the bullpen. But then you got to look at that. Turnbull really hasn't pitched that long, so maybe this is the best thing for his arm, like for the season. So we can, and you never know somebody can get injured any one of these days, and you'll need them long term. So, but I just can't. I mean, what this pitching staff has done is unbelievable. And I used to be big on hating Caleb Compton because it felt like none of these guys were really ever improving. They were just being this, they weren't. But this year, I mean, it's just wow. What he's done is unbelievable. It's finally like because it's like when you see Nola go do great and then he like sucks in actually like what is our pitching coach doing that he can't keep doing the same thing with Nola every single year.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously he has his hands all over Ranger Suarez and he's done an amazing job there.
Yeah.
Did you just say it's not Nola's fault he sucks now? So now I'm feeling.
No, but I mean, it's the thing. Like you see pitching coaches when the pitching staff sucks, the pitching coach gets fired. I mean, it happened with the Phillies.
Nola does have.
They haven't sucked though. This pitching staff has been really good over the last few years.
And like I'll say, Nola's carrying a 3.32 right now. If he ends the season with a 3.32, I'm pretty damn
happy.
And he's getting Cy Young votes.
I don't know about all that.
Ranger
I think Ranger and Wheeler definitely take that.
Yeah, but I mean, so you're telling me.
No, I think
he had a 3.4 last year and got Cy Young votes.
I think Ranger and Wheeler pitch that much better than this year. And
I mean,
there's no way.
Wheeler obviously already leads the league in strikeouts.
Glasnow's having a great season.
Did I say him or Nola was going to lead in the league in strikeouts? I forget. I think I said Nola.
You did.
Oh, Nola. Yeah.
Listen, as long as those four guys right now, you have your core four, and I never thought.
Yeah.
I guess everybody thought Sir Anthony and Soto would be in it. But you have your back end when needed, and you don't want to overuse them now. But I'm okay. Like I feel comfortable with three. Like I don't know if I want Strom going in the ninth, but I'm comfortable with Hoffman, Alvarado, or Kerkering pitching the ninth inning right now.
I would like to see Kerkering get because obviously he had on a set closer. I would like to see him.
He has a great. If you want to go a set closer, I'm fine with. And I feel Alvarado. I trust him a little more just because he's been there, done that. But I don't think you can make a case for any of those three guys to be the closer. So that's where you really have with the way they're pitching this season. You have to your sixth inning, and then you have four dudes there. And then if you have to go early, you have Turnbull to go a little bit. Those dudes. So I think they're really set up well as long as they don't overuse it. And injuries you can't plan for, but as long as they don't go like they have in the past and abuse it, they're going to be set up beautiful for the playoffs.
I was just saying I would like to see Kerkering get opportunities for saves because he hasn't got those save opportunities yet. I would like to see it because obviously this kid's 23 years old. Did he turn 24 yet, or is he still 23?
Who are you talking about Kerkering?
It's something in that range. He's 23, 24.
He's 23. He turned 23 in April.
Wow, he's a child.
I would like to see a guy like that. At this point, when the guys your bona fide closer, like these guys like Hader or Class A, at 23 years old, they were getting the save opportunities, and you still this year now he sucks. But they were getting these save opportunities at this age. Give it to him, and if he has it, he has it. He's your closer of the future, and that's the one thing this team kind of needs. We haven't had a real closer since Lidge that we knew coming really like. They just have a lockdown guy for 5 years as your closer, like the best. I would like to see if he has that because he has the stuff. Let's see if he has the the mindset and the ability to do that.
Before you call Chris, got a question for both of you because you said earlier they're doing historical things right now. They're pacing. I want to get both of your opinions because I think I'm the only one that really predicted them over 100 wins. Right now they're pacing for 112. I don't see him.
I don't think they get it.
I'm just saying I don't think they get 112, but
I think they
either one of you. Do you guys believe they can hit and exceed? Because I think 102 is the record, isn't it?
102 is the record. Yeah,
I can easily see the way they're playing right now get 100.
So I said 97 or 98. And I believe if they can, with the way they're going now, if they can get Turner back and everyone is still relatively healthy throughout the whole entire season, I can easily seeing them pushing another 4 or 5 wins. Because, I'll look at it this way, it kind of goes into what I'm saying. Corey Simon put a good tweet out today where he said, the Phillies have played a relatively soft schedule so far, but the reality is that most of baseball fits that description because how many good teams really are there between
Not
6 to
many,
8 maybe? There's a bunch of teams in that same tier as the San Francisco Giants. So there simply won't be many nights or series for that matter, guys, where the Phillies can't take or are going to be favorites. So to actually throw out a number like 102, 103, 4 or 5, this is a team that's already got 25 wins and it's May 6th. I think no matter, I think they're going to hit.
I think they're going to hit over 100 at this point.
I think over 100 is definitely something I'm almost expecting right now.
But one thing
that's an expectation of me.
Don't go for the wins record. I don't want to see that shit again.
No, I don't care about that.
Don't go for it. If you have the division wrapped up and you have the 1 seed wrapped up.
No, I disagree with you there. I want to play because you rest. We've seen it since they changed this new format.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're getting that, you're within reach of the number 1 seed and getting that bye. I know you have to. It's baseball. You got to risk it. There's going to be injury every play. I want them playing as long as they can because I know they're going to have that time off, and we've seen it really, especially last year, where the number 1 seeds are getting bounced quick. So I'd much rather see them play up. Even I think 2 years ago it was we beat Atlanta as number 1 seed again, or they lost. So they haven't really. Houston was the team that did it, but that number 1 seed they don't play as well. Then they get that bye.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to see. Coming up this week, guys, we got the 2 home games against the Toronto Blue Jays. Just a quick 2-game set. They do this often with Toronto, either if it's either up in Toronto or
every
here.
year. It feels like
it's every year. Yeah. Last year, I believe it was in Toronto.
Well, didn't they do it since they're doing the what's it called? Right, you play every team now.
Yes,
that's where a lot of these series came in.
Yeah. So you got,
but they also play them again. They play them twice this year, though. I think 2 series against. Don't they usually play the NL? They played the AL East twice, 2 series, I think, right?
I'll have to see.
I do not know.
I'll check.
They used to always play. They used to play them every year. That was the team they did play every year.
Them in Boston. I used to love those games.
Oh, they were always good ones. Yeah. So
Josh Peck hit a home run the one year. I remember that one.
If you guys are looking for tickets, of course, to these games, head over to SeatGeek.com. Use our code RINGTHEBELL. It's Hatfield, Phillies Franks BOGO night tomorrow night, and then on Wednesday is a pretty cool one. For us, who have been there since the day this park opened. It is the 20th anniversary celebration of Citizens Bank Park happening Wednesday night against the Blue Jays. So again, if you're looking for tickets, head over to SeatGeek.com right now and use our code RINGTHEBELL for $20 off your very first ticket purchase. So boys, 2 at home against the Blue Jays, and then they finish off the weekend after having a day off on Thursday. 3 in Miami against an awful Miami Marlins team. Should I even take a stab at what you guys are expecting out of this week?
I think 4-1. I think they lose tomorrow. Rios has pitched really well this season, and they're due for a loss with Sanchez pitching against him. I think they're 4-1. They lose that game, but then if they win that game, they go 5-0.
I think they're going to go 5-0 this week. I really do.
My issue is Barrios. He's pitched, and he's that guy that every other year that dude seems to kill it, and it's just he's having a great season. We had AL pitcher of the month. I think 4-1. I think he's the reason. I'd love to see him. I think it's a close game, but
if Sanchez can keep the game close going into the 6th inning, I can easily see them squeaking out that win, even though Bruce is pitching. Because once I feel like it's when Jimmy said in 08, just get that starter out of the game and we're ready to go. It kind of feels like a situation that it's how it is. Get that starter out and we don't have to worry about a thing.
I agree. All right, guys, that wraps up this show. We'll be back probably Thursday.
Your prediction? Are you going?
I said 5-0.
You said 5-0.
5-0. Wow, he's the guy who's going bold this week.
He did. He outdid me this week. I was quite upset.
He shows up late, doesn't listen, still won't give Topper credit. So thinking that my mom could actually lead any kind of team to 90 wins or so. That's funny.
95.
95, my God. So yeah, if you guys want to check us out at Ring the Bell 856 and all the socials, but more importantly, if you're watching this on YouTube on our channel, like this video, like all of them, go back in the archives and just like them all. That'd be great. Subscribe to the channel and ring that bell for notifications on when we're going to go live or post any kind of recording or clip. Just check us out there. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you here probably Thursday night after the 2-game set against the Toronto Blue Jays, and then leading into the 3-game set in Miami against the Marlins. For John McElroy and Jason Kent, I'm Christy Francesco, and we'll catch you guys here down the road. Have a great one, everybody. And as always, go Phils.
Go
Best
Phils.
team in baseball.